50 Shades of Grey stars Dakota Johnson, Jamie Dornan, and is directed by Sam Taylor Johnson, Kick-Ass's wife. And yeah, it's based off the worldwide best-selling books that are pretty much written by an illiterate, okay? I've not read the whole book, but I actually went online and read small chunks, and yeah, the book's terrible, okay? It's hilariously bad. It's written, really, it seems like it's written by an illiterate. So imagine my excitement when I found out that I was gonna see this movie. Not much. And this movie was not what I expected. I actually kind of liked it. Yes, I said that. I'm not lying, because if I was lying, why the fuck would I lie about liking this movie? The story is about Anastasia Steele, a girl who, with a name like that, should either be in porn or a Bond girl. That's it. She's a college student whose roommate is sick. For the convenience of the plot, for her to interview Christian Grey, and he's a billionaire for whatever reason in the interview, and then fall in love somehow and he keeps reminding her, no, I don't do love or nothing, even though I'll do it for you, but everyone else, no, I'm a bad guy, I've got weird tastes, and I want to slap the shit out of you because I'm into BDSM. And she's into it because she's a virgin, she's never had this before, so some of it's kind of exciting and new, and some of it she really doesn't like, which makes you wonder why she would stick around anyway. Where are you going? Yeah, this Christian Grey guy, he just likes to tie women up, have sex with them, and beat the shit out of them, really. Not necessarily punch them in the face, but yeah, he likes whipping, BDSM, all that stuff. And this movie's essentially what I've heard a horribly done version of the movie Secretary, which I'd like to see. James Spader and Maggie Gyllenhaal. I'm gonna check that out when I can. And as I said, I kinda like this movie. I'm not saying, oh, I enjoy it a hell of a lot and I could watch it over and over. I want the Blu-ray and stuff like that. I really did some thinking about it, really in my head, I was analyzing everything, come on, there's gotta be a lot of bad things I can say about it. And yes, there is, but there is good things I can say about it that I can't deny. These are good things. The direction is very good, it's a good looking movie, good direction by Sam Taylor Johnson, and cinematography, I guess. It's a nice looking movie. Dakota Johnson can be good in other movies where the writing is good, because, 21 Jump Street's the only other thing I remember seeing her in, and I liked her in that. And I like what they did with the Anastasia Steele character for about 10% of the movie. And it wasn't as bad as I expected. I expected basically a softcore porn where it's just sex, 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 whipping, 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 and yeah, it wasn't that. There was a lot of stories. There's even more stories than you'd care for at times, but let's get into some of the bad stuff. Okay, Jamie Dornan. I feel like he could be good in other movies, but I think specifically in this role he does not do very good because the character is so dull, bland, and just cold and not likable. He's just a cold character that's I don't do love, and cheesy lines galore about that. But he doesn't do love, he wants to beat the shit out of you, he wants to whip you, he wants to hurt you, because that's what he likes. And yeah, that's pretty much him. He's not a likable guy. You don't know why anyone would want to be with him, because yeah, he's not charming or charismatic. Oh, obviously they love this guy, but then he has a darker side. No, he's pretty much just constantly walking around mopey, I want to hit you. To everyone. I'm gonna say this is gonna be controversial, but I'll put it this way, because during the movie I couldn't stop thinking of it, maybe just because I love Batman so much, but I'm this guy is the bad version of Bruce Wayne Batman. By day he's a billionaire philanthropist, such and such, and by night he unleashes his darker side. But he's not cool. He doesn't go out and beat the shit out of people, he just beats the shit out of women, basically. The writing in this movie is pretty poor. A lot of the dialogue is pretty cheesy. Character motivation, I can't even believe you could consider it that in this movie. Because Anastasia Steele, I hate saying that fucking name too. Seriously, that is a porn star / Bond girl name. But she falls in love with Christian Grey for no fucking... they have the interview, and first off, they don't have chemistry together. They're not exactly fun to watch together. And maybe that's sort of part of the movie because they're constantly at odds, because she sort of wants to make him a normal guy, fall in love. We'll make love, and he's no, I want to fuck you hard and beat you, and so they're constantly at odds. But it's yeah, that doesn't make it that fun to watch. At first maybe you might be into it, but it just gets grating. Will you learn, chick? Will you learn? He's not gonna do this for you. I mean, he does technically do it for you. He does love for you, but at the same time he's constantly fighting to beat the shit out of you. Oh, I get that, yeah, she's a virgin. So I get why she sticks around. She's interested, it's exciting, it's new, she's never had anything like this before, so it's got her interest, but at the same time it's like, why would you stay with him if you know this isn't really what you want and he's not changing how you want him to change? She wants a boyfriend or stuff like that, and he doesn't do that. He just wants to have sex with her and hit her. That's his thing. He's incredibly demanding. As I said, he's a cold person. He's not like very romantic or anything. Yeah, why would she fall in love with him? They say constantly like she's falling in love with him. It's like, where the fuck is that coming from? Is it when he beat the shit out of you? Is that when you fell in love with him? No, because when that happens, when he finally like unleashes it, it's like, oh, she's like, yeah, that's it, I'm out of here. It's like, well, shit. For how much of the movie he kept saying that's what's gonna happen, and oh, he did it sort of at 5 out of 10% and you were okay, and then he goes full 10 and you're out of there. You knew that was coming. She was setting him up for a fall, like, yeah, I'm not into it. Here, let's negotiate. I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this. Which, some good humor comes out of that. It's kind of a funny movie at times. I think of the scene where they're negotiating, she's like, rectal fisting, no, and he's all sad. Like, some of that stuff was funny. So it is an occasionally funny movie. But yeah, the connection between the characters should matter, and they're not. They're not connected. I don't get why the fuck she falls in love with a guy that only wants to hurt her and beat her up. He doesn't love her. He's not going to. It seems at times like she might be changing him, but overall he's just constantly fighting it like no, 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 no. But she fell in love with him anyway. Bullshit, makes no sense, terrible. And at the end, when he finally does what he wants, like fully 100% I'm getting what I want, and she leaves, it's like, oh, what the fuck? From a character standpoint, I kind of liked it, like you came to your senses and did what you should have did in the first 20 minutes. But no, it took her the whole movie, and that was annoying. And what's more annoying is, I know there's probably going to be 2 sequels because there's 3 books, and I don't want that. She's so indecisive in this movie. Yeah, she's an annoying character. She's constantly biting her lip, which he mentions. I was like, dude, she keeps doing it. You fucking punch her in the mouth, okay? You'll like it. I was seriously hoping for that. She's so indecisive, and yeah, she's a pretty annoying character. I was slightly interested in the drama of like her discovering these new things because it's all new for her, but at the same time it was so dumb and the love story is crap and makes no sense and is unmotivated. The sex scenes, they're okay, they're R-rated, but yeah, I expected a lot worse. I expected like a real softcore porn where it's just a lot of sex, a lot of it just pushing it to limits. Like, no, you could see this in any like R-rated sex scene almost, as long as it involved BDSM. Like, it never seemed all that extreme or anything. And that's another thing I credit is Dakota Johnson is not shying away from the nudity in this movie. She really goes for it, and you see a lot of her nude, and it's like, okay, yeah, Dakota Johnson nude. I like that. Why'd I have to do that in the Joker? I don't know. So yeah, there's a couple things I can credit that made me like it, but you know, thinking about it more and more has brought my dislike for it up more. Why, RoboCop? Why? I tweeted last night that like, yeah, I like this movie kinda. And I do. There's like, when I watched the whole movie, I was kinda like, I enjoyed that. But like, thinking about it right now, discussing it, it's changing my opinion a lot because I'm thinking how fucking dumb it gets when you think about it. Watching the movie's one thing, but sitting here just thinking about it, like, yeah, I knew the romance was weak, but really her character just gets even worse and worse in my head as I think about it, and I'm hating this movie a lot more. I like that Dakota Johnson has a lot of nudity, the direction and cinematography made it a nice looking movie, and yeah, but overall just thinking about it more and more just increases my hate. My fury level is rising up to level 10 and I'm gonna command this thing to hell! Yeah, I only did that because of the Dragon Ball shirt, otherwise I wouldn't have made that joke. 50 Shades of Grey is a terrible movie, but it's not as terrible as I expected. They achieved a better movie than I did expect, for sure, but it's still not very good. I did like some things, and yeah, when I said, I kinda liked it, you know what? That's flipped. The more I think about it, the more I dislike it. The things I liked will always be things I like, but the things I don't like just get worse and worse as time goes by, and I'm hating it a little bit more and more, but I'd give it an F. I really dislike this movie, but I did like some things. So yeah, comment below if you've seen 50 Shades of Grey. Tell me your thought of the movie. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.